Hello there. Welcome to Jome YTC. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, thank you. So, let's jump to the video. Here the list of presidents of the Philippines.
Was a Filipino revolutionary, politician, and military leader who is officially recognized as the first and the youngest president of the Philippines 1899-1901, and the first president of a constitutional republic in Asia. He led Philippine forces first against Spain in the latter part of the Philippine Revolution 1896-1898, then in the Spanish-American War 1898, and finally against the United States during the Philippine-American War 1899-1901. Was a Filipino statesman, soldier and politician who served as President of the Commonwealth of the Philippines from 1935 to 1944. He was the first Filipino to head a government of the entire Philippines, as opposed to the government of previous Philippine states, and is considered to have been the second President of the Philippines, after Emilio Aguinaldo 1899-1901. Was a Filipino politician and judge. He was the president of the Second Philippine Republic, a Japanese puppet state when occupied during World War II, from 1943 to 1945. Since the administration of President Diosdado Macapagal, 1961-1965, Laurel has been officially recognized by later administrations as a former president of the Philippines, and he is the third president. Was a Filipino politician who served as the fourth president of the Philippines from 1944 to 1946. He was vice president under Manuel L. Quezon. Upon Quezon's sudden death in 1944, Osmeña succeeded him at age 65, becoming the oldest person to assume the Philippine presidency until Rodrigo Duterte took office in 2016 at age 71. A founder of the Nacionalista Party, Osmeña was also the first Visayan to become president. Was the fifth president of the Philippines who served from 1946 until his death in 1948. He briefly served as the third and last president of the Commonwealth of the Philippines from May 28, 1946 to July 4, 1946, and then became the first president of the independent Third Philippine Republic after the United States ceded its sovereignty over the Philippines. Was a Philippine lawyer and politician who served as the sixth president of the Philippines from 1948 to 1953. Was a Filipino statesman who served as the seventh president of the Philippines, from December 30, 1953 until his death in an aircraft disaster. An automobile mechanic by profession, Magsaysay was appointed military governor of Zambales after his outstanding service as a guerrilla leader during the Pacific War. He then served 2 terms as Liberal Party congressman for Zambales before being appointed Secretary of National Defense by President Elpidio Quirino. He was elected president under the banner of the Nacionalista Party. Was a Filipino teacher, poet, orator, lawyer, public official, political economist, organized guerrilla and Commonwealth military leader, who was the 8th president of the Philippines. Was the 9th president of the Philippines, serving from 1961 to 1965, and the 6th vice president, serving from 1957 to 1961. He also served as a member of the House of Representatives, and headed the Constitutional Convention of 1970. He was the father of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, who followed his path as President of the Philippines from 2001 to 2010. Was a Filipino politician and kleptocrat who served as the 10th President of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986. Espousing an ideology of constitutional authoritarianism, under the New Society movement, he ruled as a dictator under martial law from 1972 until 1981 and kept most of his martial law powers until he was deposed in 1986. One of the most controversial leaders of the 20th century, Marcos' rule was infamous for its corruption, extravagance, and brutality. Was a Filipino politician who served as the 11th President of the Philippines, becoming the first woman to hold that office. Corazon Aquino was the most prominent figure of the 1986 People Power Revolution, which ended the 20-year rule of President Ferdinand Marcos. She was named Time magazine's Woman of the Year in 1986. Prior to this, she had not held any elective office. Is a retired Filipino general and politician who served as the 12th President of the Philippines from 1992 to 1998. He is the only career military officer who reached the rank of 5-star general, Admiral de Jure, who rose from 2nd lieutenant up to Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. During his 6 years in office, Ramos was widely credited and admired by many for revitalizing and renewing international confidence in the Philippine economy. At age 92, he is currently the oldest living former Philippine president. Is a Filipino politician and former actor who served as the 13th President of the Philippines from 1998 to 2001, 9th Vice President of the Philippines from 1992 to 1998, and the 26th Mayor of the City of Manila, the country's capital, from 2013 to 2019. In 2001, he became the first president in Asia to be impeached from an executive role and resigned from power. Is a Filipino academic and politician who served as the 14th President of the Philippines from 2001 until 2010. Before her accession to the presidency, she served as the 10th Vice President of the Philippines from 1998 to 2001, and was a senator from 1992 to 1998. After her presidency, she was elected as the representative of Pampanga's 2nd District in 2010 and later became the Speaker of the House of Representatives from 2018 until her retirement in 2019. She is the first woman to hold two of the highest offices in the country, Vice President and Speaker of the House. Is a Filipino politician who served as the 15th President of the Philippines from 2010 until 2016. Aquino is a fourth-generation politician and was the chairman of the Liberal Party from 2010 to 2016. Is a Filipino politician who is the current President of the Philippines and the first from Mindanao to hold the office. He is the chairperson of PDP Laban, the ruling political party in the Philippines. Duterte took office at age 71 on June 30, 2016, making him the oldest person to assume the Philippine presidency. The record was previously held by Sergio Osmeña at age of 65.